Let's just dive right in. If you've ever sat down at your desk, fired up and ready to finally launch that business or learn that new skill, only to find yourself, I don't know, scrolling endlessly an hour later, yeah, you're in the exact right place. Today, we're taking your chaotic, distraction-filled workspace and transforming it into a minimalist command center for automatic success. We're going to break down the willpower scam and the three-space audit.
So why does willpower always fail? Honestly, you've probably been lied to about what it takes to succeed. Every time you set a massive goal, you tell yourself, okay, this time I just need more discipline. I just got to push harder. And then what happens? You blame yourself when your messy desk or that constantly buzzing phone inevitably derails you. But relying on pure willpower to build a business or say get in shape, it's a complete scam. Seriously. Think of willpower like a battery on your phone. It's a battery that severely drains every single time you have to make a decision or fight off a distraction. It's finite and it will absolutely run out.
And I really want to let this next point sink in. Your lack of focus isn't a character flaw. It is a design flaw. If you're just starting out on this journey to build better habits, please hear me on this. Your struggles are not personal failures. You're not inherently lazy. You're not incapable. The brutal truth here is that your failures are almost certainly just the result of a poorly designed physical environment.
To really get this, we need to look at a core concept from behavioral psychology called the invisible hand. Now, in economics, that means unseen market forces, right? But in psychology, the invisible hand is your physical environment. It's your living room, it's your desk, it's your phone's home screen. See, we humans are biologically wired to take the absolute path of least resistance. Think about it. If you crash on the couch and the TV remote is sitting right there next to your hand, you're going to turn on that TV. You didn't make a conscious decision to waste 2 hours. Your environment practically made that decision for you.
And that brings us to this. Visual cues are the greatest catalyst for human behavior, period. When you're trying to build something massive, you literally cannot afford to let your surroundings dictate your actions. Imagine your desk for a second. If it's covered in unpaid bills, a stray gaming controller, maybe a half-eaten snack from yesterday, well, your brain is immediately being yanked in 3 completely different directions before you even crack open your laptop. Every time you have to fight your own environment just to focus on the right thing, you're burning crucial energy. Energy that honestly should be used for scaling your business or hitting those goals.
So, consider this single, completely fascinating number, 20. This represents the 20-second rule. The rule is incredibly simple, but it's an absolute game changer. Here it is. If you can reduce the time it takes to start a good habit by just 20 seconds, you drastically increase your odds of actually doing it. We want to take your environment and completely flip the script.
Let's look at how we actually apply this in practice by making success obvious. If you want to have it to stick, you've got to make it the easiest, absolute, most obvious thing to do in your room. You want to work out in the morning? Leave your gym shoes right dead in the middle of your floor so you literally trip over them when you wake up. What about building wealth or starting that side hustle? Prime your workspace the night before. When you sit down the next day, the exact tool you need should be the only thing visible. If you're writing, have the script open. Running numbers, the spreadsheet is already up and waiting. You are entirely removing the friction of getting started.
But hey, what about all the stuff pulling us away? Well, out of sight, out of mind isn't just a catchy phrase. It's a neurological fact. Just having your phone sitting face down on your desk? Yeah, that's not enough. You might think you're ignoring it, but your brain is still subconsciously allocating precious energy to actively not look at it. You're draining your battery just by having that thing in your peripheral vision. And this brilliantly illustrates our 2 core strategies here. On one hand, decreasing friction helps you build wealth and empires by making the right choices completely obvious. But on the flip side, increasing friction is how you destroy your bad habits by making failure utterly invisible. You don't need to fight a phone addiction with pure white-knuckled willpower. You just need to make your phone incredibly annoying to use. Let's talk about some practical ways to crank up that friction and make failure invisible. You need to add a 20-second barrier to your bad habits. Put the phone in another room or down the hall. If you really want to check it, make yourself physically get up and walk to the kitchen. That one simple barrier breaks the automatic loop of scrolling. Do you play too many video games? Unplug the console and put the whole shebang in a drawer after every single use. Can't stop eating junk food? Don't leave it out on the counter. Bury it way in the back of your highest, hardest-to-reach cabinet. Make your bad habits inconvenient, and your lazy brain will simply choose not to do them. This brings us to the 3-space audit, transforming your chaos into high performance.
Think of this as your rapid-fire action plan. We are going to take back control from that invisible hand by auditing 3 specific spaces: your desk, your phone, and your bedroom. In fact, I challenge you to execute this step-by-step guide as soon as this explainer is over. Let's break them down, one by one.
First up, space 1, your desk. I want you to clear everything off it entirely, like right now. Wipe it completely clean. Then, only put back the specific items you need for your absolute highest value tasks. That is it. Everything else, the bills, the snacks, the random clutter, goes hiding in a drawer. You have to make the environment dictate absolute focus.
Next is space 2, your phone, which, let's be honest, is the ultimate digital environment. Your main goal here? Make the home screen incredibly boring. Move every single social media app, every distraction, right off the front page. Just bury them in a folder on the third page of your phone. Your front page should just be purely functional tools, calendar, notes, maps. That's it. Increase the friction required to doom scroll.
And finally, space 3, your bedroom. Look, your bedroom is for rest, not for hustle. You need to get all the screens out of this room. And remember that 20-second rule we talked about for good habits? Apply it here. If you want to read more, take a book and place it right on your pillow when you make your bed in the morning. That way, when you walk in at night completely exhausted, the path of least resistance is to pick up the book, not search for a screen.
So this whole philosophy really wraps up into one simple, powerful idea. Outsource your discipline to your environment. By taking just 15 minutes today to intentionally design your physical space, it means you no longer have to rely on that constantly draining battery of willpower. You're intentionally allowing the invisible hand to push you toward success rather than constantly pulling you toward distraction.
I absolutely love this quote. Motivation is a feeling. Systems are permanent. Please stop beating yourself up for lacking motivation. Feelings are temporary, right? They come and go with the weather, your mood, or whatever you had for breakfast. But a meticulously designed physical environment, a true system, that is permanent. It ensures permanent success because it keeps working for you even on the days you feel completely lazy.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Exactly which bad habit are you making invisible today? Are you finally unplugging the console? Are you moving the phone down the hall? If this explainer helped you rethink how you operate and design your life, hit that like button and leave a comment below answering that exact question. Subscribe to the channel if you're truly serious about building a high-performance life. Take 15 minutes right now to design your space for the person you want to become tomorrow. Keep building, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.